So beginning your practice by sitting on your mats, just coming into a cross-legged position or maybe kneeling, simply sitting in a way that's comfortable for you, in a way that enables you to tilt your pelvis forwards, lengthening through the spine, rolling your shoulder blades behind you, opening your chest, making more space for your lungs, more space for your breathing. With your eyes closed, just sitting here in stillness, tuning into your breathing. Every inhale, every exhale, quietening your mind. No thoughts need thinking about, and there is nowhere else to be. So be here now, in this space, on your mat, in your body, in your breath. Just observing your natural breathing, not yet taking control of your breath, breathing easily. Just observing how every inhale moves into the exhale, how every exhale moves into the inhale. We will begin this evening's practice with Tamo pranayama, the Wim Hof breath technique. For this breath we breathe in through the nose, filling the belly, filling the lungs, as we exhale out through the mouth, just quickly ejecting the breath out of the lungs. With every inhale we will lift our shoulders, with every exhale dropping the shoulders. So, to begin, taking a deep breath in through the nose, breathing to the belly, filling the lungs, exhaling out through the mouth, round after round as strong as you can. Maintain the intensity. Every inhale deeper, every exhale completely emptying the lungs. Shoulders moving with your breath, synchronizing the movement of your body with your breathing. Keep it going. Few more rounds. Maintain the intensity. Deeper inhales, quicker exhales. In through the nose, out through the mouth, round after round. And then in a minute, taking a deep breath in, complete exhale, and then holding the exhale for as long as you can. And deep breath in, total exhale, holding the exhale. Holding the exhale for as long as you can. Breath outside of the body. Focus inside. Observing every feeling, every sensation, whatever this breath has moved inside of you. Holding the exhale for as long as you can. When the urge to breathe arises, try to maintain control, holding the exhale for a little bit longer. And so when you're back in your breathing, getting ready for another round. So when you're ready, deep breath in through the nose, Exhaling out through the mouth. Stronger this time. Deeper inhales, maximum lung capacity. Every breath in through the nose. Every exhale out through the mouth. Last few rounds. And then taking a deep breath in. Total exhale. Holding the exhale once again. Breath outside. Focus inside. Stay in the stillness. In the place of the observer. Hold your focus. Holding the breath for as long as you can. Again, when the urge to breathe arises, see if you can hold for longer. Once again, when you can no longer hold your breath, coming back into your breathing and preparing yourself for one more round, final round. Remember, maintain the intensity. Taking a deep breath in, total exhale. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Round after round. Last turn. Final round. Whatever stirs in your practice, push through it, keep going. A little bit longer, a few more rounds. And then deep breath in, complete exhale, holding the exhale once again, last time. All focus, all concentration in the stillness of your body on the inside, staying in this space. Maintaining control. And then when you're ready, coming back into your breathing, deep yogic breaths, diaphragmatic breathing, breathing through the nose, setting the intention to have your breathing under control for the whole of your practice. So just make sure you're sitting cross-legged on your mats, and grabbing a hold of your right knee with the left hand, placing the right hand on the floor behind you, inhaling for length and exhaling, twisting on the spine, looking behind. Taking the right shoulder further behind you, taking the chin further around if you can, maybe wrapping that right arm behind the back, grabbing the inside of your left thigh, using the strength of both of your arms to twist you even further. Strong belly breathing, every exhale squeezing the belly in, looking for more space, softening the muscles, releasing any tension in the body to allow you to go a little further. Gently releasing, facing the front, and then crossing your legs the other way. So the right hand grabs the left knee, the left hand on the floor behind you, palm pressing down, inhaling for length, exhaling, twisting on the spine, again looking behind. Maybe wrapping the left arm behind the back, grab the inside of the right thigh. Have your knees pressing down, your spine long, lengthening through the whole of your body, pulling the left shoulder blade behind you, taking the chin further round, using every breath, deeper breathing, noisy breaths, listening to every exhale, and releasing, facing the front. Just inhaling up for the ceiling, exhaling, folding long over the legs. So with your legs crossed, just bringing your weight over onto the floor. Keep reaching through the arms, crawling your fingers away from you just to keep lengthening the spine out of your hips. And then gently coming up, crossing your legs the other way. Same again, inhaling up, exhaling forwards, reaching through the arms, but everything soft, everything passive, just giving your weight over the legs. Belly breathing through the nose, gently coming up. Just making your way onto all fours, coming for a few rounds of cat-cow. So for cow, tilting the pelvis forwards, pushing the spine to the floor, breathing deep into the belly, looking forwards up towards the ceiling, and then exhaling, arching the spine high, pushing the floor away, squeezing the head and hips as close as you can, exhaling the belly button into the spine. Inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Just moving in time with your own breath. Every cow, getting as deep as you can, pushing your spine to the floor, filling the belly with breath. When you come into cat, arching the spine as high as you can, head and hips drawing closer, squeezing the belly button into the spine, feeling each vertebrae in your spine moving in a nice fluid wave-like motion. And then bring your hands in front of you, pushing yourself back so the bum comes to the heels, knees lifting off your mats, forehead closer to the floor. Feel the strength in your shoulders. And then coming to your downward facing dog, straightening through the legs, pressing down through the heels. Cycling the legs, bending the right knee, pressing down through the left heel, holding for a few breaths before swapping the legs. Just starting our practice slow. keep the upper body strong. Hands pushing the floor away, shoulder blades engaged, turning your armpits away from each other, and then leisurely walking your feet up your mats, placing one foot in front of the other, walking into a forward fold. So the big toes come together, small gap between the heels, straightening through the legs, tilting the pelvis forwards, hanging out of the hips, softening the spine, softening the neck, allow your head to hang. Legs doing all the work, upper body softening, relaxing, breathing space between every vertebrae. Remember, keep the knees soft, don't lock the knees in, but otherwise legs as straight as they can be. And then slowly stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other, coming all the way up to standing, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Big toes together, small gap between the heels, lengthening through the whole of your body. Bringing the hands together behind the back, clasping the fingers, pushing the hands away behind you, lifting the chin, opening the chest, leaning back a little if that feels good for you. Breathing here. And then bringing the hands to the heart, ready for sun salutation. Inhaling, reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the right foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding out to cobra, pushing the hips down, lifting the shoulders. Exhaling, tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left foot between the hands. Inhaling, reaching through the whole of your body, deep belly breath. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. And again, breathing in, reaching up through the whole of your body. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the left foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding onto cobra, pushing the hips down, lifting the shoulders. Exhaling, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right foot between the hands. Inhaling, reaching through the whole of your body up for the ceiling, deep belly breath. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhaling, as both hands reach up for the ceiling. Bringing the left hand onto the left leg. Keep reaching through the right side of your body as you exhale, reaching the right hand over to the left side of the room. Hips moving to the right. Right hand reaching to the left, drawing your right shoulder blade backwards so you can see underneath the arm and up towards the ceiling. Breathing into that right lung, use the space you've created, seeing if you can bend further. Inhaling, reaching both hands back up, soften the hands. Exhaling, left hand reaching over for the right side of the room. Again, the left shoulder blades pulling backwards so you can see underneath the arm and up towards the ceiling. Breathing through the left side of your body. Breathing through the nose. Keep the length. Keep reaching through the left side of your body. Inhaling, both hands reaching up. Exhaling, folding forwards. Hands on the mats. Stepping or jumping back to a plank. Chaturanga. As you exhale, bending the elbows, tight into the body. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Pressing down on the tops of the feet to lift the knees, lift the hips. Pulling the chest through the arms, pressing down through the palms. Shoulder blades squeezing in behind you. Ears coming away from the shoulders. You lengthen through the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Pressing harder in the hands, harder on the tops of your feet, and then exhaling, downward facing dog. in your downward facing dog. Bending your knees, straightening your legs, holding here. And then the left hand reaches through to grab a hold of the right ankle. Pulling yourself under the right armpit, looking off to the right side of the room, twisting on the spine. The left arm is pulling, the right arm is holding. The breathing is deep as you twist on the spine. And the left hand comes back to your mat, reaching through the right hand, grabbing a hold of the left ankle. Again, hold the body weight with the left arm pushing away from the shoulder. That right hand holding onto the ankle, pulling you under that left armpit. And the right hand comes back onto your mats. Bending your knees, coming down onto your shins, bums on the heels. Bring your hands either side of you and then lifting your knees, stretching the tops of your feet, stretching your shins. If you can maintain your balance, then bringing your hands to your heart and holding here, lengthening through the spine. Lifting your knees as high as you can. Deep breaths, breathing under control. With the body in position, just focus on the breath. Gently coming back down onto your shins, onto your knees. And then tucking your toes, sliding your knees back, getting your little pinky toes in on the action as well. Sitting on the heels and with the hands on the heart, leaning backwards, bringing weight onto the feet, stretching the toes open. Up to you how far behind you look. Just breathing, opening the toes, and then pulling yourself back forwards. Bringing your hands back into your mats, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. So in your downward facing dog, with the left foot more central to your mat, lift the right leg as high as you can up in the air, pointing through the toes, then bending the right knee, opening the hip, the right foot comes over to the left side of the room. Looking at your right toes from under your left armpit, the right heel is pressing to the back of your mat, not moving on the ball of the right foot. And then bringing the right knee into the chest, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, and stepping the right foot between the hands. Dropping the left knee to the floor, top of the left foot on the mat, inhaling, reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge. Any variation you like, maybe bringing the hands together behind the back, namaste between the shoulder blades, elbows pulling backwards, chest opening, deep belly breaths. Every inhale longer in the spine, every exhale deep in the hips. Sending your hips towards the right heel, all of your body weight pressing down through the whole sole of your right foot, and then inhaling up to the ceiling, exhaling, hands on the floor on the inside of your right leg, setting up for your lizard lunge. So dropping the shoulders nice and low, walking your hands away from you, coming down to your forearms, maybe the elbows land as well. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor, but the whole sole of your right foot must be in contact with your mats. If any part of your foot is coming away from the floor, then sacrifice the distance, ease off, get the heel and the toes grounded down, and then breathe there, wherever the tension, wherever the tightness may be. Remember, our knees always need to be pointing in the same direction as our toes, so always checking that right knee whenever we come into our lizard lunge. Deep breaths, and then easing off, coming back up on the hands. Supporting your body weight with the left arm, the right hand pushes the right thigh away, coming off the sole of the right foot to open the right hip. If the right elbow is locked in, then looking behind you over the right shoulder and reaching the right hand behind to go further, bending the left knee, grabbing a hold of the left foot, and then pulling the heel towards the bum. Make sure the left arm is strong, keep dropping the hips, using the strength of the right arm, pulling the heel closer to the body, closer to the bum. Breathing through the nose. Releasing the foot, hands and feet back on the floor, tucking the left toes, sliding back to sitting on the left heel, and keeping the right leg straight out in front of you, tilting the pelvis, lengthen through the spine, then fold long over the right leg. If the toe tug is too much, then just placing the top of your left foot on the floor, sitting on the heel. But keep pulling the right toes back towards you, so you have a stretch from the hip down to the heel. Whole of your right leg is active. Keep lengthening out of the hips, over the leg. Deep belly breaths. And then looking up, coming back forwards, kicking back to a downward facing dog, and then vinyasa, inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up, inhaling upward facing dog, exhaling downward facing dog. Right foot more central to your mats, lifting the left leg high, pointing through the toes, bending the knee, opening the hip. So now the left foot coming over to the right side of the room. The right leg is strong, looking under the right armpit, up at your left toes. Opening the hips, twisting on the spine, keep the arms strong. And then bringing the left knee to the chest, bringing the shoulders over the wrists. And then stepping the left foot between the hands, dropping the right knee to the floor, top of the right foot on the mat, inhaling up to the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge, deep in the hips, once again lunging forwards, sending the hips forwards, reaching the hands back, again maybe the hands coming together behind the back, reverse namaste between the shoulder blades, opening the chest. Inhaling, reaching up at the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, hands on the floor on the inside of your left leg, again setting up your lizard lunge. So the left knee wants to be before or above the ankle. If it's coming over the ankle, if there's a sharp bend in the left knee, just bring that left foot further forwards. You drop your shoulders low, walk your hands away from you, and then again forearms, elbows, maybe forehead. Find that tension, find the tightness. Inhaling, breathing to the space, and with the exhale, releasing, opening, letting go. Coming back on the hands, supporting your weight from the right shoulder, the left hand on the left thigh, pushing the knee away, coming off the sole of the left foot, opening the left hip, and then looking over the left shoulder behind you to go further, bringing the left hand behind you, bending the right knee, grabbing a hold of the foot, and then pulling the foot, the heel, close to the bum. Focus on your breathing. Keep the right arm strong, supporting your body weight, dropping the hips down, pulling that right heel closer. And then hands and feet back on the mat. Sliding back, sitting on the right heel so your right toes are tucked. Keeping your left leg straight out in front of you, locking the knee in, pulling the toes back towards you. Tilt from the pelvis, lengthen through the spine. Keep coming out of the hips and down the left leg. Every exhale, squeezing the belly button away from that left leg. Squeezing the belly into the spine, helping your diaphragm to pull more breath into the lungs and squeeze more breath out. Hold your focus, maintain your intention, maintain your awareness. And then coming forward, hands on the mat, kicking the left leg back, downward facing dog. And vinyasa, inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up, inhaling up for dog, Exhaling, coming back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet to the center of your mats, coming to a forward fold. So again, big toes together, small gap between the heels. Straighten the legs as much as you can, and then bringing the hands together behind the back, clasping the fingers, pushing the hands away to lock the elbows in, shoulder blades squeezing closer, hanging long and loose out of the hips. Forehead coming to your shins, crown of your head coming to your toes. Breathing to your shoulders. Every exhale, see if you can bring more rotation into the arms. Pinky fingers coming closer to your mats with every breath. And then stepping the feet wide, coming to a wide leg forward fold. So have your heels slightly further out than your toes, pressing to the outsides of your feet so the arches on your insteps are lifting away from the floor, but pressing all toes back down. Tilting the pelvis forwards, legs doing all the work, upper body can soften, lengthen, breathing space between every vertebrae, and if you like, grabbing hold of both of your feet to pull yourselves a bit deeper into your wide leg forward fold, but keeping the legs active, keeping them strong. Using every breath through the nose. Considering your mulla bandha, your pelvic floor muscles, engaging these with every breath as well. And then bringing both hands to the right foot, trying to pull your forehead towards that right knee without bending either of your knees. So the legs do not change position, do not change their shape. Just moving the upper body to the right side, breathing here. And then bringing the hands to the left foot, body to the left leg, forehead coming to the knee. Use the strength of your arms. Legs stay strong, no bend in the knees. Deep belly breathing. And then bring your hands back to frame your right foot. You pull the right heel in, bend the right knee, push through the left heel, left toes lift up to the ceiling with the left knee locked in. You can either keep your hands on the floor to help you balance, otherwise bringing the hands to the heart. Breathing here, focusing on that stretch on the inside of your left leg. Keep that right hip open. You can use your arms to push the right knee further to the right side of the room. Looking up, breathing here. And then shifting to the other side. Now the left heel comes in, right toes lift, right knee locked in, left hip open. Again, the arms pushing that left knee further away, looking up, breathing here. Deep belly breaths. And then bring yourself back to center, walking the feet in closer, coming down to Malasana, your deep yogi squat. So the heels are planted, knees are wide, long through the spine, open through the chest. Keep pressure in the heels, keep the legs active, keep the spine long, shoulder blades drawing behind you for more space in the lungs. Breathing here, opening the hips as wide as you can. And then gently placing your bums onto your mats, coming to cobbler's pose, so soles of the feet come together. Grabbing a hold of your toes, and then pulling yourself long, out of the hips, through the spine, and over the toes. Keep your shoulder blades pulling behind you, keep the spine long and straight for a few breaths as you come lower to your mats. Your elbows pressing down on the thighs to open the hips wider. And then when you feel you can maintain the work that you're feeling here, with a strong exhale, you can round the spine, bringing your forehead to your toes. Doesn't matter if the forehead reaches or not. Main focus is opening the hips, using the arms to press down on the legs. Strong breaths. And then gently calming up. Taking the feet further away from you so you now have a nice square between your legs. Placing the hands on the back of your head, chin to the chest, and then just pulling the weight of your arms on the back of the neck to bring the crown of your head in between your legs. Breathing here. Otherwise, to go further, you can bring your arms under your legs, holding with your toes, to pull yourself deeper, keeping the chin connected to your chest, touching the chest, just trying to pull the crown of your head onto the floor. A few more breaths. And then gently releasing, calming up. Placing the feet on the floor, the knees wide, placing the backs of your hands on the outsides of your ribs, and then tucking your elbows on the inside of your thighs, walking the feet closer towards each other, and then using the strength of your legs to squeeze the elbows closer. Using every breath here. Breathe into that tension, breathe into the tightness as you exhale, pushing through it. And releasing the arms. Bringing your left shin to be in line to the front of your mats. Fire log legs, stacking the right leg on top of the left leg. We're looking for knee to ankle, ankle to knee alignment. Then inhaling up to the ceiling, exhaling long, folding forwards, all of your weight over the legs. Just be mindful of your knees. If there's any sharp pain, either knee, you need to come out to readjust, to have your toes pointing the same direction as your knees. Doesn't matter if you haven't managed to get your legs perfectly stacked one on top of the other. Just going as far as your body will allow, and then working here. As much as possible, surrendering all of your weight forwards over the legs. With every exhale, letting go, softening that tension. There is an option to go further. You can place your right hand on top of your right knee, with your left elbow in front of the knee and the hand on the floor. As you press down to the right hand, you're looking over your right shoulder and up to the ceiling. So then coming up, swapping the legs over, the left leg on top of the right leg. Again, as best as possible, ankle to knee, knee to ankle alignment. Inhaling up, exhaling long out of the hips, over the legs. And then again, breathing here. Deep belly breaths. Remember, just be mindful of your knees. If they're a little bit uncomfortable, it's no problem. If there is a sharp pain, you need to readjust. And then if you want to go further, the left hand on the left knee pressing down, right hand on the floor, pushing down off the leg to twist on the spine, looking over the left shoulder and up to the ceiling. And then easing off, calming back up. Now straightening the right leg out, bringing the left foot against the right thigh, turning so your belly button is facing the right toes, sitting bones facing backwards, inhaling up and out the hips, exhaling, folding long over the right leg, grabbing a hold of the toes if possible, otherwise ankle or shin, it doesn't matter where you grab a hold. Just hold on and pull yourself out of the hip. So just like in cobbler's pose, we're wanting that rotation, forwards motion from the pelvis, not just by rounding the spine forwards. Keep coming long out of the hips and over and down the leg, looking to bring the forehead to the knee. Full body engagement, the left knee pressing down, left shoulders pressing down, the whole body is working. As you breathe here, every exhale, squeezing the belly in, massaging your internal organs. Using every breath, maintaining your awareness, your focus on your practice. And then easing off, coming up, bringing the left foot away from the right leg, and then bringing the right arm on the inside of the right leg, if possible holding onto the calf. Otherwise, just using your elbow to push off the right leg as you reach the left hand up and out of the left hip and over to the outside of your right toes. Keep reaching. If possible, you're just going to grab a hold of the toes, and then you're twisting under the right armpit to look up to the ceiling. The intention is to bring the back of your head to touching your knee. Whether you're holding the toes or not, it doesn't matter. Everyone using that right arm to push off the right leg, and keep coming out of the left hip with the left knee pressing down. Breathing to that space you've created in the left lung. Deeper breaths. And then easing off, coming up. Swap the legs over so the left leg comes out, the right foot comes in against the left thigh. Again, belly button facing the right toes, sitting bones facing backwards, inhaling out the hips, up to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, and then long down the left leg. Try to be coming forwards from the hips first, from the pelvis tilting forwards, and then maintaining that, rounding the spine forwards to bring the forehead towards the left leg. Again with the breathing, but this time the majority of all of your internal organs here on the left side of your body. So with every breath, massaging your insides, your digestive system, aiding it in shifting everything around. Keep breathing here. Keep that right knee pressing down, right shoulder blade pressing down. Again, the full body engagement in every posture. A few more breaths. And then easing off, coming up. Bring the right foot away from the left leg, and then bring the left arm on the inside of the left leg, grabbing a hold of the calf if possible, pushing off the left leg, reaching that right hand up and out of the right hip, going for the outside of your left toes. If you can't grab a hold of the toes, it doesn't matter, just keep reaching through the right arm towards the outside of your toes. The right knee is pressing down, and then again twisting under that right armpit, trying to look up towards the ceiling. Look to bring the back of your head to touching the left knee. Using that space you've created in the right lung, breathing deeper, filling the whole right side of your body with breath. Keep reaching out of the hip, twisting on the spine, under the armpit. A few more breaths. And then easing up, calming up. straightening both legs out in front of you, pushing through the heels, pulling the sitting bones behind you. Inhaling up out the hips, exhaling, folding forwards long over the legs to grab a hold of the toes, or at your ankles or your shins. Again, it doesn't matter where you're holding on to. Just holding on, using your arms to pull yourself from the pelvis over the legs. Just using every breath, keeping the big toes together, pointing up to the ceiling. Keeping your hips tilting forwards, rounding through the spine, bringing the forehead towards your legs. A few more breaths, listening to your breathing. Remember, every breath is a bridge between your mind and your body. Feel the connection. And then easing off, calming up. Placing both feet on your mats, wrapping your arms around your legs, squeezing yourselves nice and tidy, nice and small, as strong as you can. Using the strength of your arms. Deep belly breathing, feeling your belly move against your thighs. And then holding yourself tightly, rolling onto your back. A little massage for your vertebrae. Squeezing yourself tighter here, nice and small. And then happy baby pose. Grabbing the outside of your feet, showing the soles of your feet to the ceiling. Trying to pull your knees either side of your body towards the floor, towards your mat. Keeping your spine long, your tailbone pressing back down onto the floor. Shoulder blades are grounded down. Deep breaths down into the pelvic floor muscles, Mula Bandha. Breathing into your lowest core muscles. Wherever there may be tension or tightness. Again, just looking to soften those muscles, consciously relaxing those areas of our body that need to let go. And then bringing both feet back into your mats. Make sure you can touch the back of your ankles. Your feet are hip width apart. And then pressing down through the heels, lifting your hips, coming into bridge. Make sure your knees don't move away from each other. Keep them hip distance apart. Pressing the hands down, the heels down, back to the shoulders, back of the head. Using your thighs, using your glutes to push the hips even higher. Aggressive with your abdominals, strong breathing. And then slowly lowering back down, vertebra at a time until the bum has touched down on your mats. Then bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Arms along the floor at shoulder height, palms facing the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the right knee and the left foot onto the floor on the right side of your mats. When they're there, the right hand can grab a hold of the left thigh to pull the knee closer to the floor, twisting the whole of your spine, looking over to the left side of the room. Re-exhale, looking to open the spine more. If you'd like to go further, come back to your starting position. Wrap your left leg around the right leg, hooking the foot behind the calf muscle. And then bringing both legs towards the floor on the right side of your mats. This may lift your left shoulder blade off the floor, so just try to push it back down. Deep belly breathing. Breathing into the twist. Allow your body to open. And then coming back onto your mats, both feet on the floor. Bringing the right ankle onto the left thigh. As you exhale, left knee and right foot on the floor on the left side of your mats. And then the left hand can grab the right thigh, pulling the right knee to the floor. Again, turning your head to the right side of the room. just so each vertebrae is being twisted in the whole of your spine. Breathing in the twist. Right knee coming close to the floor. Make sure the right shoulder blade is grounded down, not leaving your mats. And then if you want to go further again, back to your starting position, wrapping the right leg around the left leg, hooking the right foot behind the left calf, dropping the legs onto the floor on the left side of your mats. Again, if that right shoulder blade lifts up, then that is where you press down to open the spine even more. Breathing through the nose. Feel what this is doing to your body. Find the space. Wherever that biting point may be, where the mind and the body are holding on to each other too tightly. Breathing into that space and looking to let go. Gently coming back to your starting position. And then stretching long out along your mat, so long through the legs, arms overhead. Using your core, lift the legs up towards the ceiling, and then bring your feet overhead to land and your hands behind you. So holding with your toes will maintain control of this pose, this plow pose. So if you want to come out quickly, you can. Otherwise, letting go of the feet, walking the feet further away behind you, so your hips are coming more above your head. Maybe you bring your arms behind the back, clasping the fingers, pushing the hands away, the elbows lock in and the shoulder blades come closer. And then to go further, you bend your knees, placing your knees either side of your head with the shins flat on the floor, tops of your feet flat on the floor. Either keep your arms behind your back or wrapping your arms around your legs to squeeze yourselves as tightly and as small as you can. The breathing may feel restricted, but try to maintain strong breathing. And then from here we will be looking to come into candlestick pose. So we look to reach both hands up to the ceiling, either side of the body, straightening our legs out behind us. Keep reaching the hands up to the ceiling, facing each other. And then start lifting the legs to bring the whole of the body into a straight line, pointing up to the ceiling. All the way from the back to the shoulders, back of the head, to have those muscles pressing down to really be lifting you up into the air. Pointing through the toes, have the whole of your body long. Maintain control of your breath. A few more breaths. And then coming back down onto your mat, nice and slowly, making your way to Shavasana. Final relaxation. So legs long, space between the legs. Arms stretched out either side of you, palms facing the ceiling, space in the armpits. Have every vertebrae in your spine to make contact with your mat. So you may need to tuck the chin in slightly, just to lengthen through the back of the neck. And letting go of control of your breathing, softening your body, softening your breath, letting go. Giving yourself this time to be completely still. This time to allow your body to rest. Still no thoughts need thinking about. And still there is nowhere else to be. Maintain your focus, your concentration. Hold your awareness in feeling in your body. How How long can you give yourself to be in Shavasana? How long can you prioritize this as your time? Stay here for as long as you like. Everything else can wait.